Hi guys! So for today's video, I am going to do something a little bit different. We are going to make delicious, yummy Christmas candies. This is probably one of my all-time favorite things to do during Christmas time. It's really, really easy, and I've been doing it since I was a kid. We are making peanut butter balls. My entire family absolutely loves them. They always beg me to make them. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins, they always can't wait for Christmas time because they can't wait. So here's what you need. It's really easy to remember. You're going to need 3 pounds of peanut butter, 2 pounds of powdered sugar, and 1 pound of butter. So 3, 2, 1. Then of course you're gonna need some chocolates. I usually like to use milk chocolates, but we also have dark chocolate here. You'll also need some parchment paper. So the first step you're gonna do is you're going to mix all these ingredients together. The peanut butter, the sugar, and the butter. Here's how you do that. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is measure out your peanut butter. I got a big tub, so I measured it on an actual scale. Some people can just purchase as the correct amount that you want. You need 3 pounds. You're going to melt your butter. Doesn't have to be like a certain amount of temperature or anything, it just needs to be nice and melted. And then you're just gonna go ahead and pour the butter right into your peanut butter. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and just mix the peanut butter and butter together until it's just a nice creamy texture. It's gonna take a while to really incorporate all the butter and the peanut butter, but the more incorporated it is, the easier it'll be for when you actually mix all the powdered sugar into here. All right, so once you have the peanut butter and butter really incorporated together, you're now going to start the hard part, which is mixing the powdered sugar in with the peanut butter. You might even need to get a big, strong guy to help you. Start kind of just a little bit at a time, just putting a little bit of the powdered sugar in and then mixing it. So at first it's gonna look like a really clumpy texture, but the more you mix it, the more the powdered sugar will break up. And then just every so often, just keep pouring it in until all your powdered sugar is gone. It'll smooth out eventually. It's gonna get thicker and thicker to the point where it'd be really, really hard to actually mix. You know, I've always wanted a KitchenAid. I bet that would be like the perfect tool for this project. Hint, hint. Brian. Once you've mixed this all together, Brian really even had to come in here and help me do it. It's gonna be a really, really, really thick texture, almost impossible to really dig your spoon in, and it is delicious. I gotta tell you that if you're not like a Reese's peanut butter fan, this is not the same thing. This peanut butter is not very peanut buttery, I guess you can say. If you're not a peanut butter fan, this even is a really good texture, or a really good flavor, because it's more sugary, sweeter, and it's just delicious. I could eat this alone, but obviously we gotta do the good part, which is dipping it in chocolate. Now we're gonna go ahead and put it in the refrigerator to get really, really hard and stiff. That way when you go to roll, it'll be easy to roll them and mold together. When it's like this, to put it together, it'll just kind of smush in your hands when you go to roll them. You're gonna wanna get this to a really, really hard point to where you can scoop it out and form it. So let's go ahead and put it in the refrigerator. We're here on day 2 and the peanut butter is now nice and cold, and here comes the fun part. This is where you can actually get your kids involved and it can be like a family fun event. Let's go ahead and get started. As you can tell, there's already been a few spoonfuls of peanut butter taken out of here. You just cannot keep people away from this stuff because it's so delicious. So for me, I like to use toothpicks, which I'll explain why in a little bit later. And then I just need like a bowl. You'll need parchment paper. If you do decide to stack the balls on top of each other, you'll need to make sure that you separate it with parchment paper so that they don't freeze together. And then I use a little spoonful. This just seems like the perfect size. It's really easy. You're just going to skim it right off the top layer, and then you're just gonna pull it right out and ball it up. And of course, make sure you and your children's hands are nice and clean, because that is going to be important because they will be gathering everything that's on your hand. So here's the ball all around, nice and round. Now next, this is what I do. I stick a toothpick right into the center of it, and then I plop it right in here. So the reason I do this is so that when I go to dip it into the chocolate, I can dip it in and out really smoothly, really easily. It'll make the chocolate really beautiful. Another thing is you're gonna want to work fast because this peanut butter will get soft really quickly, and then you're gonna run into the problem of when you go to roll them, they're gonna start mushing and getting your hands really, really like gross, and it's gonna be really hard to get a really nice round ball. If it does get soft, that's okay. Just put it right back into the fridge, let it harden for a little bit longer, bring it back out, and continue rolling. You can always do smaller quantities. This amount will probably make about 300 to 400 peanut butter balls if I stay around this size. But yeah, I mean, you can do half this amount and still make a good amount of peanut butter balls. Once you've filled your container, just gonna go ahead and place it right into the freezer and let them freeze. I'm gonna let them go overnight, and so I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we'll start the next process. Let's go ahead and put these in the freezer and then we'll come back tomorrow. Alright guys, so we are on day 3 and our frozen peanut butter balls are nice and hard. They are ready to be dipped in chocolate. Don't be overwhelmed, don't be scared of it. Sometimes melting chocolate can seem scarier than it is, but with the right utensils, the right things, it's really not that difficult. So right now I'm actually using a Wilson Chocolate Pro that I purchased at a local craft store like a Joann's. But you don't have to use something like this. You can also use a double boiler to melt your chocolate. Just be really careful not to overcook your chocolate. That's the only problem. As soon as it's melted, you're good. Take it off the heat because you don't want it to overheat. So your chocolate should be nice and creamy and it should be able to fall right off the spoon. Shouldn't like clump as it falls off. That's when you know it's probably overcooked. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the next step. So I have chosen to use the toothpicks with my frozen peanut butter balls. And the reason is so that when I go to dip them, it'll be fairly easy to just dip into the chocolate, roll it around, let the chocolate kind of fall off. Once you feel like your chocolate's mainly off, I just set it right over here. And then later, the peanut butter is gonna kind of melt, and then those toothpicks will usually slide right out, and then I cover them right over with chocolate. Remember, when you dip your peanut butter balls, try not to get too much chocolate on it. You don't wanna waste the chocolate, you really don't need that much. I know these are also called, I think, Buckeyes in other parts of the country or by other families. I've never called them Buckeyes, I've always just called them peanut butter balls. Plus, I think Buckeyes, you keep them basically uncovered. You don't cover the top. So now that we've done all of them, we're gonna slowly be able to take the toothpicks right out. This peanut butter should be soft enough that they should come right out. All right, so once you've removed all your toothpicks, you're next gonna take just like a little spoon, dip it in chocolate, okay, and then we're gonna cover up the peanut butter part just right on top. Now, if you don't want to fill in the chocolate part, of course you don't have to, then you would basically have Buckeye balls. I just think that they're prettier covered up and they look nicer. So once you have covered your peanut butter balls in chocolate, you're gonna put them in the fridge to chill just for a few minutes or so. Once you're done, they will look like this. They are super delicious. The chocolate should be nice and hard, really round, perfect. And now I'm just gonna set them up to be displayed so we can all eat them. These are my favorite thing to make during the holiday season. I really enjoy them. My whole family enjoys making them. Leave in the comments below your favorite treat to make during the holiday season. Sometimes people like to make fudge, brownies. I'm gonna try one right now. The peanut butter is just super creamy, super sweet. It's just really, really, really good. A glass of milk would be nice. Thumbs up this video if I made you super hungry and you wanna make these now. Tweet me pictures of your peanut butter balls if you do. Subscribe to my channel because I put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Elf, I love it. I quote it all season long. I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite. You're not Santa. You don't even smell like Santa. You smell like beef and cheese. Santa! I know him! Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad. Are you on the naughty list or the nice list? I think I'm on the nice list.